In the United States, we have a Thanksgiving week coming up. This week, beginning November 22, is the Thanksgiving week. Stock markets are closed on Thursday, as you all are aware, and Friday is also truncated day with trading only up to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Stocks normally do well in the Thanksgiving week, and they normally set up the stage for a Santa Claus rally as well. There is some very key data which is coming out this week, and that is the personal consumption expenditure data. Now, this has a very important inflation parameter which is used by the Federal Reserve to make many decisions. But I believe that not only this data, but there's going to be a very important piece of news which can impact markets this week, and that is Joe Biden's choice of the Fed chief. He has a choice to continue with Jeremy Powell, the incumbent Fed president, or he can go for a change. Now, the change that may take place could be in terms of the Fed Governor Lael Brainard, now who's supported by progressive Democrats. Now, Brainard has a very different perspective from Jeremy Powell, and that can move the markets, the treasury yields, and the markets. Therefore, market volatility could be expected around this appointment, particularly if it is Brainard who comes into picture. Now, she is viewed as more dovish than Jeremy Powell, and meaning that she may be slower to raise interest rates. Elevated levels of inflation have been a concern in the market, and the worry is that Brainard would not be an aggressive fighting person, and this, therefore, the slower rate hikes can then go and eventually impact growth. As you know, the Federal Reserve has a twin mandate of managing high growth with tempered inflation. Okay, so once you find that inflation starts escalating, then growth also eventually gets impacted. This can impact the Federal Reserve's uh, twin mandate of high growth uh, with tempered inflation. Now, barring a change at the helm of the Fed, however, the market trajectory um, could be influenced by other factors as well, such as oil prices and COVID cases, which seem to be on the rise in Europe. As you are all well aware, in Austria and also in Germany, new measures have been instituted by the government to tackle the COVID rise. The economic momentum is rising. You saw the consumer sentiment improve. Yet, last 5 trading days of November are traditionally positive since 1950, if you were to look at historical data, friends. There is a two-thirds likelihood that the market is up on the day before Thanksgiving, and there is a 57% likelihood the day after Thanksgiving, and a 71% likelihood that it's up on the Monday thereafter. So this year, that holiday rally could depend on these two twin data and one news, I would say. One is the personal consumption expenditure coming out on Wednesday, and other one is the choice of the new Federal Reserve chief, whether Joe Biden continues with Jeremy Powell as who is the incumbent Fed Reserve chief, or they bring in Lael Brainard. Uh, and that is something we need to rattle our brains to figure out what's going to eventually come about. Okay, so these twin forces will keep the markets under check, I would say. So whether history repeats itself this week, normally tradition, as I said, the Thanksgiving week is normally a positive one, is something which we need to look out for. But if you were to ask my personal view analysis, I think that what may come eventually this week will be very different from most people in the market thinking about. Okay, this is going to be a sensational week for world stock markets, and what you may come out with by the end of the week will be very different from what you begin to think of it at the start of the trading week. There'll be totally different factors and circumstances which may come into play, and the market may have to quickly grapple with changing uh, new ideas, new perceptions. Cryptocurrencies could also get rattled this week if if the Fed Reserve chairman undergoes a change. there could be some change in the methods of viewing cryptocurrencies and tackling with them. So that also could be a question mark. Many moving targets, moving parts are going to dictate the nature of trading this week. Friends, I would love to have you as a part of my YouTube channel. If you have not yet done so, we give you focus on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. And yes, for those who are new to my channel, I like to stick my neck out and tell you one way or the other which way the markets are headed from here. That applies to stock markets, bonds, and cryptocurrencies. And friends, we also look at oil, we also look at metals and precious metals and um, otherwise. And yes, if one thing that I must mention will be noteworthy this week is that an event that happens in one part of the world in one asset class may spread into other asset classes as well. So you may have a situation where there may be, for example, a fall in certain asset class like stocks. Okay, this may be coming from bonds, and this can eventually go and hit cryptocurrencies as well. It could be downside, it could be upside. Which factor will stand out, friends? Do stay tuned and do join my premium or premium plus if you have still not done so. And you can do that by emailing me at globalmoneyinvestor@gmail.com. It is globalmoneyinvestor@gmail.com. Would love to hear from you, your comments, and the way forward for the markets is going to be very sensational, friends. We are looking to at a rather difficult scenario. The entire uh, consumption theme that is playing in the United States is based on lot of these COVID subsidies, COVID payouts, and also the wealth effect that is arising out of rising stock prices, cryptocurrency markets. And should there be a reversal in the stock prices and the cryptocurrency markets, then that will create a vicious circle because that can go back and feed into the real economy. You may find us the real economy getting hit, people's consumer sentiment may get hit, personal consumption expenditure can get a hit, and if all this happens, that can become a drag on the US companies' earnings. Once this drag starts happening, you may start the valuations also fall off the cliff. So this all is going to come to fruition very soon. And yes, to dissect it and give it to you, please do join me, join my YouTube channel, and do join Premium Plus. Email me at globalmoneyinvestor@gmail.com. Have a great investing week ahead. God bless you all. Take care. Bye-bye.